Now, if y'all just friends, yeah, we cool. But if y'all had a thing going on at this age, I couldn't partake in that.
Yeah, for me, I look at it like this. I gauge it off of what the dude is doing, because the crazy thing about it is, your boy could say one thing, but if you peep his actions, sometimes they say something different.
Yeah.
And like, if you my boy and you say, oh, that's just a piece of ass, this, that, and the other, but you acting like it's more than a piece of ass, then I probably wouldn't be looking at the chick anyway. I mean, I might be looking at it and saying, she, whatever the case may be, but I'm not going to look at it with like, I'm going to try to smash it or I want to smash it. But, you know, if that, for whatever reason, happened and she was checking me out or whatever, I probably wouldn't even have to ask unless we got into a homeboy conversation and we was just talking and he said what it is. But
right.
I'm going to check his actions. Because, you know, dudes throughout our lives, we get with chicks and say, oh, it ain't that serious, it ain't that serious. But if you banging them for like 2, 3, 4 months, it is a little serious for some. And some people get attached to that. So it's like, you know what? That's you. I'm going to fall back. You do you with no problems, because obviously your feelings is in that. I've seen it so many times. And it's like, and I be looking at dudes. It's like, damn. If Shorty came at me, this joke would be heartbroken. Like, yo, but yeah, I probably wouldn't even do it anyway, just because I would fall back to that loyalty thing. Yeah, I would fall back to the loyalty thing. You my man, that's your little piece. Unless you explicitly say, go ahead and hit that, I ain't fucking with it.
Yeah, definitely. I had one of my little young homies call me up and ask me, though. He was describing a situation where one of his cousins had a little shorty on the side, and they had been kicking it for a minute, but, you know, they went their separate ways, and she was getting at him. And he was asking me, he was like, man, big homie, what I'm supposed to do? And I was telling him, I was like, oh no, bruh, like, this is your cousin. So even though, you know, this was just his chick on the side, he's probably going to feel some way about that shit.
Right.
I was like, you can try to clear it with him first and, you know, make sure everything good, you know, as far as like telling him, hey, shorty trying to get at me. But even though that nigga, or excuse me, Niji, even though that Niji say it's cool, somewhere in the back of his feelings, he's going to have a problem with that. So I was telling him, I was like, man, you might want to let that one ride, bro. I mean, I know you're telling me shorty is badder than a mug, but let her ride, because there's too many of them out here.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, even though your cousin may say it's cool, he's really not going to be cool with it simply because he feel like my cousin's going behind me.
Yeah. And jokers get attached to their side piece.
Yeah, man. So
the side piece need more than the main chick sometimes.
He told me he didn't do anything. I don't know if he did, but that was the advice I gave him. I was like, just let it ride, bro. I know she bad and all, but it's not worth it. Right. Especially, I mean, I can see even with a homeboy, that would be bad. But with your cousin, that's going to be even worse.
Yeah, especially if it's the first. Well, yeah, that would have really only happened with a first cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's. But either way, man. Yeah. I don't know, man. You got anything else on this topic, man?
I will say this, man. Just when it comes down to your personal circle, again, for me, I try to keep that circle real small, bro. because again, the world is changing so much that the codes that stood in our generation and still stand in our generation is just not there anymore.